With Underworld, you get an episode that is probably more known for how much criticism it gets than anything else. Some of the concepts are not bad. It's pretty good, and it's some that have been dealt with before and all this sort of thing. It does play into Time Lord lore and a bit here, and probably more the reason why the Time Lords also have a prime directive of non-interference, yes. But too late for these guys. But the primary criticism of this show is that even though it was kind of ahead of its time, but the technology was not there yet, and that the episode is almost entirely shot for green screen, although it was probably blue and maybe some green here. No, I think there was some green screen. But anyway, the basic idea, that your local weatherman used to do the report. So that's how they did it for Underworld, which basically is a society that was buried alive underneath the planet as it formed because of gravity and whatnot. So the basic plot of it is is it the Minions or the Mayans? I kept thinking maybe it was referring to the Minoans or something like that. But anyway, it certainly referred to. It just flat out does it with Greek mythology and whatnot. But in this case, the gods were the Time Lords, and these people, as a result of with the Time Lords having shared with them early on technology, and when it resulted into them nearly destroying themselves, their planet was destroyed. So they decided they would find a new world and start over. And the idea was that I guess there were two ships, and one ship had the race bank on it, and the other one was, I don't know, to pursue it. But anyway, they were looking for it, and it took them only 100,000 years. But fortunately, they too could regenerate. No, not like the Time Lords do it. They have a machine that regenerates them, and, well, it just makes them young again. But boy, are they dead tired of this. It's been 100,000 years. So their ship, the R1C, are pursuing the other ship, the P70. Look, they just couldn't come up with good names. So the Doctor arrives, and their computers recognize the TARDIS, and it's the gods, and can it be? And one of them, what was his name? Eric, I believe. He's already pretty much doesn't care for the gods anymore, and wants to kill them all. But Leela's there, of course, and she quickly learns how to use their weapons, which is actually quite clever, even though I'm not sure how that would work to aim very well. But basically, it's a shield with a ray gun in the middle, so you're protected, and you can shoot the other guy. And but before Leela can attack the crew as they're threatening the Doctor, they have another weapon that's probably even better, and they probably should have used it a lot more. They only use it on the bridge of this ship, and then that's it. But they shoot the Eric guy with it, and then Leela, and what it is a pacifier. No, it doesn't shove a little plastic thing in their mouth. No, God, never mind. It takes all their aggression out, and they all feel rather sweet and nice and everything. And Leela's just, everything is sweet and everybody's beautiful and all this stuff. Until later she realizes it was all a trick, and she's really pissed off, but, well, what are you going to do? So, the Doctor does help them find their way, but he realizes it might be a mistake, but too bad. So, they get in there, and they're nearly buried alive themselves within this huge gravitational well, where they're seeking the lost ship of their race bank, and they managed to escape that. Some of those scenes aren't bad. Like the ship scenes aren't that bad. The actual design of the ship is kind of cool. And the rock scenes of it piling on, that the ship has a gravitational force of all the asteroids. Well, and they've managed to blast their way out and all that. And somehow the rocks don't follow them. I don't know. And then they land on the planet that's already formed. And wouldn't you know it, the core is where the other ship is. And so this is where the bad stuff happens, because the backgrounds don't quite work. You know, if they had come up with an idea that it was another dimension or something, and it was so alien you wouldn't know what it looked like, and they kind of made it misty and stuff like that, it might have been able to pull it off, and that they were kind of becoming phantoms or something. But the bit of it is that the guards on this planet, it kind of worked with them, and they just kept reusing the footage of them marching through the caves. And it kind of, but the peasant people, the trogs, it didn't really. And so what are you going to do? But oddly enough, it's how a lot of stuff is done today, isn't it? Yeah, but still, practical sets and whatnot, you still need some of that. And I imagine they did, but boy, when some of the cave just goes out of focus and it's not, it just, yeah. So it didn't come together all that well. And then the plot kind of fizzles. I mean, with the big, oh, it's a computer that's a god now and all this sort of thing. And it's all a misunderstanding. And, well, the Doctor does cleverly, well, not cleverly, does it by accident. So the computer, they're fighting to a standstill, are pretty much the crew of the, what was it, R1C, overtake the P7E guys, or the Descendants rather, and they're looking for the race banks, which would be 2 golden tubes, and so they give them the 2 golden tubes. But surprise, they're I guess nuclear grenades or whatever was going to destroy the whole planet, or at least the ship as it took off. And the Doctor quickly takes those and was going to switch it out. He steals the original, and then they send him after, and of course the stupid guards take back the cylinders, not knowing it's their own grenades, and well, that's that. And the blast of the planet pushes them out so that they escape. Now, a lot of things kind of fall apart here, where in the end they had the race bank, but basically they probably should have had it where they lost that too. They didn't really need it because it discovers that their descendants are these Trog people. It's the same DNA and everything. They're descendants of the crew of the original ship. So there you go colonize some planet, and that's your Minyos 2 or whatever it was supposed to be. And you know, but the ship was not really equipped to take that amount of people, but the Doctor insists they pile them in there. They got to, you know, and Doctor, you could have put them all in the TARDIS. It never even occurs to him. What? Oh no, nothing there. So, whatever. So the only aspect of it is that, oh, this was some sort of consequence of Time Lord interference that led to the creation of these people, and I, you know, with the Doctor's help here, they survived, and so I wonder what other Time Lord technology do they know of, and forming Minyos 2. So it is a possible story one could follow up on if you wanted to, but other than that, there really isn't much more to it. But it was meant to be sort of this, you know, they even flat out spells it out that it was Jason and the Argonauts, but I don't know if that was insinuate that the Doctor had actually been a part. He does seem to suggest that he was at the Trojan War. Well, so maybe he's thinking that this was the deal, but I don't know. There's other science fiction that deals with this, and about you can, like, certainly Star Trek, which episodes I've already reviewed. Yeah, the Return of the Archons and stuff like that. But it just kind of fizzles. I mean, there's points of it that's pretty cool. There's some kind of at the outset about the sort of, they're alive, but they're already ghosts, basically, in this ancient spaceship, and they're going on. The quest is the quest. And then the Doctor has to kind of fix this, and he bears some responsibility to it because it's what the Time Lords did. But that aspect doesn't come together. But for the most part, yeah, it's the special effects didn't really come together either. But that's probably not as bad overall, in considering that the story that had material to be great and just couldn't come together. So still a good little romp. Some of the elements, the spacesuits looked okay. The actual main guards are the seers, they call them. Turned out to just be robots. And gee, what a fine pair they were. And some good moments of K9, of course, because, you know, K9 can do just about anything. So, well, not everything, but, you know. So, there you go. Underworld, underperformed, but, you know, I have some amount of affection for it. Alright, thank you for watching and listening, Slay. Why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. You know, hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.